All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to talk about something that we need to have a discussion about. I just really want to talk about it. I think we all need to sit down. We need to crease our pants. We need to smooth out our skirts and have a seat. We need to we need to grab a glass of cool lemonade and we need to possibly get a pipe of some sort or another, possibly a meerschaum pipe, and puff on it, just kind of little puffs of smoke coming out, and then we'll sit there and we'll talk, possibly in a rocking chair of some sort or another. And we don't want a rocking chair to rock over a cat's tail, because then they'll all be, that's not what we want. That's not the vibe we're trying for here. That got weird. So anyway, I need to talk to you guys about the idea of alliance play. And I think part of the thing is that some people don't really distinguish between, hey, we're playing 1914. It's a great game. We love it. We have coalitions in the game. Sometimes we refer to those coalitions as alliances or whatever. And, that's just the word alliance really just means that we're cooperating together, right? So in this game, though, and I think most of us know this, I don't mean to talk down to anybody, but there is a very specific structure within the game itself that you can join an alliance, and an alliance can have as many as 40 players. And there's a lot of advantages to being in an alliance. First of all, when you play alliance games, they're constructed from within the alliance. You can challenge other alliances, or you can play internal practice games, but they're all created from within that alliance. When you challenge other alliances, the game automatically keeps track of a bunch of different statistics. So it's kind of like another layer to, in my opinion, it's almost like leveling up your play if you join an alliance. Now, I've been in an alliance the entire time I've played this game, about a year now, maybe a little over a year I've been playing this game, and I've been in an alliance, one alliance or another, the whole time, but I never played in an alliance. They were not active alliances. Or if they were active, they never told me, right? I didn't participate in any kind of alliance play. So, it took me a full year and getting a whole YouTube community going and getting on Discord, making a lot of really good friends here, to finally get to the point where we're ready to explore this alliance play. So the first alliance that I made was called the Universe. Okay, that's the first alliance that I made, the Universe. So if you want to join the Universe, there are 3 slots available still in this alliance, right? But we kind of realized early on, well, that's not really cool. I mean, I have going on 600 subscribers, and I can only have 40 people in this alliance. So we went ahead and opened up a second alliance called the Alt Alliance. Okay. And I think the formal name is Alternate Universe League or something like that. But the point being, we opened up a second alliance rather. And it was one of my friends, Batrick, one of my new friends that I've made through 1914. He opened up that alliance. He made that alliance and started inviting people from this channel. And I chimed in and made a video and tried to get people involved. And our original intention was to have the Alt Alliance be like a feeder, like a farm league for the main alliance. And it became clear pretty quickly, like it just wasn't that efficient. It just didn't work out that well. It's like nobody wants to be in the second level alliance, right? So it wasn't really attracting people to be a part of it. And I think it was Benai and I were talking about it, and we were like, it'd be a lot better really if we had 2 equal alliances, 2 alliances that were, at the same level. And in that way, we could put together games between us. We could challenge each other. One of the things that you probably don't need to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is that you can only make 1 practice game per month. So if, for instance, in my alliance that I'm running over here, the Universe, I was able to put together a practice game, 5v5 internal. So my 5 guys against 5 other of my guys. And it was a great practice game. But I can only do that once a month. However, I can challenge other alliances as much as I want. And hence we started to think about the idea of like, well, we could have, a game every 2 weeks between these 2 alliances. And Benaya, in particular, has been really on fire about this idea of just training up a deep bench, like a lot of people. We right now in the universe, I think I can cobble together a top-notch team of about 8 or 9 players. And when I say top-notch, I'm not talking about skill level. I'm talking about people who have played in Alliance games. Well, what's different about Alliance games? Well, number one, there is no gold marks, no gold marks at all. And it's brutal. Like, it's high stakes. You know how when you play in a 100 map or a 31 map, and by the end of the game, there's only 3 people because everybody else has dropped out, blah, blah, blah. Look, in Alliance games, no one drops out. In Alliance games, no one's even there unless they are active and skilled. So it is the next level. So if you're interested in moving up to that level of play, which is just unflinching, and again, if you're curious about it, go look at our Alliance Arena game. It's one of my playlists on the YouTube channel. And you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can skip through it, Benaya and I both did playlists. And I worry it's like, well, there's like 35 playlists on that list. Is it too much? Like, is it too much for someone? So what you might do is just pick one person, either Benaya or I, either the blue team or the green team, and just watch our videos all the way through. And smatter in the others if you want. But the point being, if you watch that play, you will realize everyone in the game is highly alert. And we've talked about it with each other. We're like, we haven't been this like excited and aware and invested in a game for a long time, and it's that there's no gold marks, right? It's just everything. Like, I've tried to explain this. It's like, if troops are bearing down on you, say 20 troops are coming at your territory and you've got 10 troops there defending, well, you can rush a fort, right? You can gold mark rush a fort. And so you do. Well, like Riot Force and I, we were playing this most recent arena game, and there was a force coming at him, and I had a couple defenders there who were there to help out. And he had a fort that was building, and we were like, is it going to build in time? And it wasn't. Like, the force was going to land first, but then the question was, could we survive that first attack? Because then the fort would develop before the second attack could land. And you can't rush the fort. Like, so we were just sitting there, biting, like literally biting our nails, like, what's going to happen? And so the first attack landed, and it took him down a little bit, but he survived it. And it didn't degrade the fort at all. That was good too. And then sure enough, the fort got up to half strength so that he could have 50% protection. And he survived the attack. And it was just like so exhilarating, so thrilling. And it occurred to me later that if we'd been using gold marks, none of that would have happened. He would have just rushed the fort and the battle would have been over. So I'm just trying to get across to you this idea that when we play these Alliance games, not only is everyone alert, nobody's going to drop out, no one's going AFK, but the idea of no gold marks is weirdly exhilarating. It's pure play. And once you start playing that way, you kind of get addicted to it. You realize that small things really matter a lot. Things that maybe in the past some gold marks could kind of fudge over, could smooth over some mistakes or whatever. Like in this game, it's very stark. So I'm here to talk to you about this idea of Alliance play. Okay, obviously I'm kind of promoting this. My preference would be if you would please go over to the Alt Alliance and join it, because they still need, like, we made this second. But before you go, well, I want to be in the main one that Spankerton is in. Let me just assure you, as of right now, Benaya is in the Alt Alliance. Benaya is one of the finest strategists that I know. As I mentioned, Botcharik founded the Alliance. Botcharik is he's an Alliance veteran, so he's played in these real Alliance games, do or die, biting your nails, edge of your seat, freak out games. People have, someone was like, I had to take a few days to recover from that. Like it was so intense. And it's true, man. Like the game only lasted, I think, 3 weeks, but we were like, oh my God, we've never been in a game that was this intense and like exciting ever, really. So anyway, got off on a sidetrack. Botterick is in this alliance, and then Hemland is in this alliance. Hemland is also a very strong player. So before you think I'm trying to like get you to fill in this other league or whatever, there is some serious talent over there. And I'll say this: Benaya is an amazing organizer. So I think we've all been sort of part of groups that are like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then nothing ever happens. That's not Benaya. Benaya says we're going to do this, and then he does it. He puts it together, he organizes it, and he makes it happen. And that's what we need, And I'm okay at that. I'm good at that, but I'm not as good as he is. And so I guarantee you, moving forward, I know my intentions, and I know his intentions, and I know what's going on with Botterick and Hemland over there as well. We are going to be putting together games of 5v5 so that people have these real experiences of what this alliance play is all about. Okay, so I really need to distinguish here, though. Let me go ahead and skip out of here briefly and take you over to our Discord. So just wanted to let you know, our Discord here, jumping right into, nope, don't want that. There we go. So want to jump over to our Discord and just show you that we have a couple channels. So the first channel that I have, this is the first, I say channel, I'm so sorry, server. The first server that I made was Supremacy 1914 Universe. It has the same exact name as my YouTube channel. That's because this is the channel that is directly tied to the YouTube community. So if, for instance, you commented on one of my YouTube videos and you're like, hey, how can I play with you? Or this is great. This is what I will send you. I'll send you a link to this Discord, Supremacy 1914 Universe. So all the novelty games we play, all the 500 player map games. By the way, we have a 500 player map coming on, and I have the dumbest idea, and I think I'm going to run with it. Like, it's so dumb. Okay, I'll give you a teaser. I don't know if I have the courage to do something this dumb. But anyway, the next 500 player map I want to call Horse Force. And I'll let you imagine what that might be. But there is a trick, an angle to it. But I would love to. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. Anyway, all these sort of fun games that we play, Nerf, Surf, and Turf, the specialist game where you can only build either air only or land only or Navy only. A lot of those novelty games, a lot of those fun games, they're going to be here in the Supremacy 1914 server. Okay, so you can see NST. These are all the teams for Nerf, Surf, and Turf, that most recent game I was talking about. Pretty soon I'm going to open up the new 500 player map. That will be here under the universe. But you'll notice there is another server that I have here, and it's called Universe Alliances. Now, if you come over to the Universe Alliances, you don't have to be in one of those two alliances. But if you're not in one of those two alliances, there's really no point in being here, right? So it's not like we're not gatekeeping. We're not trying to keep anybody out. In fact, we like people to come over here and kind of look around and decide, well, hey, maybe if you want to join an alliance, kind of see what we're doing here. Because it's fun. Alliance play is a lot of fun. But there is some confusion because people will come over here and they'll see something here, for instance, no GM rule, no Goldmark rule, right? So I'm trying over here under the Alliance server, I'm trying to reinforce the fact that we cannot use gold marks. We can get in trouble for using gold marks, not allowed in Alliance games. Specifically because they're not allowed in challenge games with other alliances, and they're super illegal in tournaments. Now, I haven't even talked to you about tournaments. Oh, but we're about to begin one in November. We're about to join one, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's all these alliances, all these communities out there getting together and showing up and showing down and, seeing who the best is. Now, I don't have any illusions. I don't think we're going to be best, but I'm excited. I can't help it. Like, will we get into the quarterfinals? Will we get into the semifinals? I don't know. I do know this, though. I've talked to Benaya, and we would really, really, really like to bring both of our alliances, okay? The universe and the alt universe. Okay, we'd like for both of them to be present in that tournament. So again, what does that mean? Well, it means over the next month and a half, we'd love to have games between those two to train up a whole generation of people. So I've already kind of started that. If you look over here, I have started what's called my training camp, right? Training camp. So what is the training camp? The training camp is, if you're interested, if you're in my alliance and you're interested in becoming one of my universal soldiers, that's what this is. Here's the chat room for them. It is locked. I believe I have 8 of them. These are my veterans. They're people who have played in alliance games in the wild. They know the game. They know how to play without gold marks. They understand how like high intensity it can be. Those are my universal soldiers. And yes, they do get a role. They get a badge. Here we have the people who are interested in becoming universal soldiers. So they'll join up. I'll go ahead and click over here and show you. There's a little bit of information about how we play. When you join, you will be assigned a badge, Trainee 0. You haven't done any alliance play at all. Once you play 1 alliance game, you will be a Trainee 1. Once you play 2 alliance games, you will be a Trainee 2. Once you play your 3rd alliance game, unless you totally shit the bed, you will be assigned a new badge of Universal Soldier, and you will be allowed into the chat room, and you will be allowed into live games on the alliance, in the alliance play. So, throwing this out there, if you're on the alliance server, we're not going to be talking about novelty games here. We're not going to be talking about 500 player maps, 100 player maps. We're not going to be talking about the Nerf, Surf, and Turf or any other novelty games that we play, because we do like playing those fun specialty games, restriction games, quirky games. They're fun. Okay, we're going to keep playing those, but not here. Here we're playing alliance play, which in its own way is blissful. It's fun. And, you may be someone who, once you get into the Universal Soldiers, maybe you only want to play, because the other cool thing is that it tends to be 2 or 3 weeks. So it's not these like 500 player maps can last 2 months sometimes, right? So the cool thing about these alliance games is they do tend to last about 3 weeks. So maybe you'll play one and then take a break for a while. That's fine. You don't have to play every single one, but that's the point, is that if we get enough of these games going, then we can have a rotating roster of these Universal Soldiers that can come and go. And then some people will want to play every single game. And if you're good enough, then you will. Okay. It's just exactly the same as a basketball team. We need 5 people, and then we need a deep bench of people who can sub in whenever needed, or have 2 teams going at the same time. So anyway, I'm going way longer than I wanted to, but it's just so much going on here. It's so exciting. But I really wanted to clear up this idea. The universe over here is for those fun, interesting novelty games, the 500 player giant games, just massive games, the stupid games. This next 500 I have coming, if I can get enough people involved. I don't know if I can talk people into something as dumb as what I have in mind, but if I can, it's going to be just, horse force, guys, horse force. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. So if you're over here, we're playing novelty games. If you're in the Universe Alliance server, that's where we're doing specifically. You can see we have room here for challenges. We have, of course, my training camp. What's going on over here? We have the alternate universe, which I talked about. That's Batrick, Benaya, and Hemland have kind of been organizing over there. 3 really good players are heading off over there. So if you want to get over to this server, if you're not on this server and you would like to be on this server, then all you got to do is reach out to one of those people I've been talking about, either me, Benaya, Hemland, Batrick, Raya Force, and any of those players who have been sort of prominent in the Alliance play so far. All right, that's it, guys. This was an informational video. I'm sorry if it went on long. I know it did, but this is a whole new level. I feel like we're leveling up as a community going into this Alliance play. However, if you just like the fun, stupid games and you're not interested in high-pressure games like the Alliance, that's okay too. We're not going to stop doing dumb games. We're always going to keep doing dumb games. That's like, I think it comes through that I have a good opinion of myself, my intelligence. I feel like I'm an intelligent guy, but I also am like fully aware that I am a simpleton. Like I am a goofball simpleton at times, and that's humbling. It's good. It keeps me from my ego from getting out of control. I am just sometimes just dumb, and then sometimes just enjoy being dumb. It's sometimes it's fun. Like I will watch Airplane, the movie, and I can watch it over and over again. I don't care. Is it dumb? Yes, it's really dumb. So if you just like the fun, dumb games, just hang out over here. Hang out in the Supremacy 1914 Universe server, and we'll keep them coming because they are fun, if you're looking for more high stakes, more nail-biting, intense games, then think about coming over to the Alliance server and joining one of those 2 alliances that we were talking about, because it's fun in its own way too. All right, enough. I've talked too long. By God, I'm cutting myself off. So thanks for listening, guys. Again, feel free to drop by if you have any questions, ask any of us. We're just glad you're here because we're having a lot of fun, and we want to make sure you guys are too. So thanks for checking in, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Adios, amigos.